everyone, and welcome. Have you ever stared at a mortgage payment and just thought, where on earth does that number even come from? It can feel like some big secret. Well, today, we're going to crack that code and show you how to figure it out yourself. And you don't need any fancy tools to do it. So let me just ask you this straight up. Do you think you need one of those expensive financial calculators to calculate a loan payment? You know, the ones with a million buttons? A lot of people do. But what if I told you all you really need is the calculator on your phone and the little secret I'm about to share with you? Okay, here it is, the official formula. And I know, it looks pretty terrifying, right? With all the letters and brackets and that weird little negative exponent, it looks like something you'd see in an advanced algebra class. But trust me, stick with me for a couple of minutes. We're gonna break this thing down and you'll see it's way easier than it looks. First things first, let's just define our terms so we know what we're working with. PMT, that's the payment we're trying to find. Simple. PV is just a fancy term for your loan amount, the present value. I is your interest rate, but as a decimal, so, 6% becomes 0.06, and N is just the number of years. See, they're just letters standing in for simple ideas. Not so bad. All right, enough with the theory, right? Let's get our hands dirty and solve a real problem. We're going to use a nice round number, a $100,000 loan. The plan is to pay it off in 5 years, and the interest rate is 6%. So let's take these numbers and plug them into our formula. So how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. And that's exactly how we're going to tackle this formula. 5 easy steps. Step 1, just add 1 to the interest rate. Step 2, we handle that tricky exponent thing. Step 3, a super simple subtraction. Step 4, we figure out what 1 year of simple interest looks like. And for the grand finale, Step 5, we just divide the number from Step 4 by the number from Step 3. That is it. And bam, there's our answer, $23,715. That's it. That is the exact to-the-dollar yearly payment on that loan. We just solved that scary-looking formula with a basic calculator. How cool is that? But, okay, let's be realistic. What if you're not sitting at your desk? What if you're at an open house or on a car lot and you just need a ballpark number, like, right now? Well, there's an amazing insider's shortcut for that, and honestly, it's a total game changer. This is so simple, it's almost funny. It's just 2 steps. First, you just divide the loan amount by the number of years. That gives you your base payment. For the second step, you need to add in some interest. A really great way to estimate the average interest is to just calculate the interest for the first year and then chop it in half. So for our loan, that's $20,000 for the principal, plus about $3,000 for the average interest. Add them together, and you get an estimated yearly payment of $23,000. So the big question is, how does our little shortcut stack up against the real number? I mean, just look at this. It's amazing. Our quick and dirty estimate is only off by a few $100s from the exact official calculation. For something you can do in your head in about 20 seconds, that is unbelievably close. That's a super useful tool to have in your back pocket. Okay, so was that just a fluke, a lucky guess with those specific numbers? Let's put our new skills to the test one more time. We'll keep the $100,000 loan and the 6% interest, but this time, let's see what happens if we stretch the loan out to 10 years. So let's run the numbers for this new 10-year loan side by side. On the one hand, we've got our exact, precise method, and on the other, we have our lightning-fast estimation trick. Let's see how they compare this time around. And there you have it. The exact payment is $13,605 a year. Our quick estimate? $13,000. Again, it's incredibly close. So this really proves that the shortcut isn't a one-trick pony. It consistently gets you a really solid, workable number, no matter the length of the loan. So you might be wondering, okay, this is a neat math trick, but why does this really matter? Well, the reason we went through all this is because knowing how to do this is about so much more than just numbers. It's really about empowerment. Think of this as your new financial superpower. The next time a salesperson or a loan officer gives you a quote, you can do a quick mental check and see if it's in the right ballpark. You can estimate affordability right there on the spot. But more than anything, you can walk into those financial conversations feeling way more confident because you actually understand what's going on behind the curtain. You've just proven to yourself that this complex stuff can absolutely be understood. And I think this quote just sums up our whole goal perfectly. We wanted to demystify this process, to show you how the sausage is made, without dumbing it down so much that it's just wrong. And now you have both tools, the precision method for when you need it, and the fast estimate for when you're on the go. So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Now that you've totally conquered the mortgage formula, what other financial things out there seem really complicated and intimidating, but might actually be a lot simpler than they appear? It's definitely something to think about. Thanks for hanging out with me today.